Hello everyone, my name is Brandy Poe and I'm going to talk to you today about why hydraulic fracturing is bad for our planet and our environment. Alright, let's first talk about what is hydraulic fracturing or fracking. Let's see, what do they do when they do that? Alright, so basically they're trying to get chemicals that are in the ground out of the ground. So the first step in hydraulic fracturing is going to be to take water, sand, and more chemicals and shoot them down into the earth. When they do that, the earth creates fissures and cracks, allowing for the gas to escape, and then all of the water and chemicals and sand that have been used to open those up will then backflow up onto the top surface water and be stored in different tanks and pits. Alright, why is that bad? Alright, let's go over how fracking can contaminate our water supplies. Now, these are a list of things from the EPA final report on hydraulic fracturing done in 2016. Alright, first one, water withdrawals in times or areas of low water availability. Any spill during the handling of hydraulic fracturing fluids and chemicals. Injection of hydraulic fracturing fluids into wells with inadequate mechanical integrity. Injection of hydraulic fracturing fluids directly into groundwater resources. The discharge of inadequately treated hydraulic fracturing wastewater to surface water. Or the disposal or storage of hydraulic fracturing wastewater into unlined pits. And then, of course, any accidents that may occur along the way. There are over 58 different chemicals that are used in hydraulic fracturing. Now, that doesn't count what's coming out of the ground after it's done. That's just what they use to break open the ground to get out more chemicals and natural gases and oils. All right. Some of those things that they use for fracking are hydrochloric acid, which dissolves minerals and initiates cracks and fissures in the rocks. Then you have the methanol, which they use as a product stabilizer. Then there's also boric acid. It maintains the fluid viscosity at the temperature that the water is increased to. All right, another reason not to use fracking as a source to get our natural gases from is the emissions of greenhouse gases. Robert Howarth, an ecologist and biologist, alongside Anthony Ingriffin, who was a civil and environmental engineer, reported that fracked wells leak 40 to 60% more than conventional wells. And that was in a 2012 article in Scientific American by Mark Frschetti. Now, methane is a significant greenhouse gas because it absorbs some of the frequencies of infrared radiation. Now, that infrared radiation would normally just go into space and be released by our atmosphere, but instead it's being collected by the methane and held here on Earth. Another reason why fracking is bad is that it could cause earthquakes. The injection rate and the total volume of fluid could contribute to the likeliness of an earthquake. The presence of the fault lines in the area of where they're putting up these fracking wells, and also the pressure of the fluid that they're injecting. All right, and if you look here, you can see that in green here are where the greenhouse emissions are coming from landfills, and that's at 20%. Now, if you look over here in the orange, this is from the natural gas and petroleum system, and that is at 34%, and that's also from the Environmental Protection Agency. Now, just some fun facts in case all of those things weren't enough to convince you that fracking was bad. We have had 82,000 fracking wells since 2005 be put up. 250 billion gallons of water has been used to frack. 2 billion gallons of chemicals have been used in these fracking endeavors. You've got 280 billions of toxic wastewater that we're just collecting. You've got 450,000 tons of air pollution in 1 year. I mean, these numbers are staggering. It's really kind of scary that these are even still allowed to go on. We do have some alternative fuel sources that are available that we could be taking advantage of. You've got your ethanol, which is produced from corn, and it produces less greenhouse emissions than fracking. You've got your solar energy, comes from the sun. It's renewable, you can store it. You've got wind power. The Rocky Mountain Institute of Business Renewables Center reported that in 2018, up to this point, they've got 3.57 gigawatts of clean energy collected. You've also got biomass energy. So you've got wood, you've got food crops, plant energy, algae is now being used to as a fuel source. It's really very fascinating. And then hemp that grows quickly and easily and is cheap to maintain. All of these are more environmentally sound and safe for humans than hydraulic fracturing, which is destroying the geology of our planet, contaminating our water supplies, and increasing greenhouse gas emissions. Let's consider ourselves and our planet a #1 priority and stop the fracking.